You know what they don't tell you when you buy a cable machine for your gym? That there's this wonderful world of cable accessories out there that you kind of need to use this thing, and that could end up costing as much or more than you spend on the machine itself. And one of the reasons I went with this Bells of Steel single stack tower is I live on a budget like a lot of you guys do, and I couldn't afford to buy a $3,000 cable machine, and honestly, I can't afford to buy $1,000 in cable accessories to use it. So once I got this, it's nice that it comes with a couple of little handles, but in order to make the most out of your cable machine, you're gonna need some cable attachments. And one of the best cable attachments that you can get is made by a company called Maximum Advantage Grips, or Mag Grips. And I just so happen to have one of them right here. So this seems to be the industry standard in cable attachments. This is something that everybody who's got cable machines seems to have. These, it says patent pending on the front, so I'm assuming these guys invented this style. However, there's about 1,000,001 copycats out there who make a similar thing. And you always know that when somebody makes when you see a bunch of people making copies, that they're probably onto a good idea. So I definitely bought one of these. This is their medium grip. I believe it's the supinated, if I'm not mistaken, pull down attachment. I really, really like it. However, this one attachment was 75 bucks. And I think that in order to make the most out of this type of attachment, you need a variety of widths and grips. Personally, I think that a set of 5 is probably ideal. Something that's really wide, something that's called a 3/4 grip, something that's called a medium grip, like this one, and then you want a close grip typically, and what's beneficial is a supinated and pronated close grip. That's a set of 5 that seems to be pretty consistent. And what a coincidence, my friends over at RitFit make a set of 5 with those specific sizes. And when I was looking for less expensive alternatives to the Mag Grips, I called up my friends over at RitFit and asked them if they could send me a set. They were nice enough to send me this set at no charge so that I could review them and show them to you guys. So what I want to do is do a comparison, because this is pretty awesome. The question is this close enough to this to warrant buying the knockoff product? And the first thing I'll tell you is this is a knockoff. So if you are out there and you like to support the original inventors of products and the original creators, then you're going to want to do the Mag Grips. They're made in the United States. These guys are imported. These are clearly kind of copies of these, or at least they're similar, right? Again, this does say patent pending, so it's not exactly the same, and that's the differences I'm going to show you guys today. That is something that you may want to take a look at. The biggest difference though, and ergonomics is a close second, but the biggest difference is price, right? So that set of 5 with the wide 3/4 medium and then the 2 close grip on the RitFit is $169.99, so 170 bucks. If I was to buy the same set from Mag Grips, it's $330. It's literally twice the price to get these as it is to get these. So the question is, are these twice as good? So let me show you what I like about the Mag Grips and how they're different than the RitFit. And I think that'll help you make your decision on which ones you should get. And I've got kind of a third option that might be nice for you. Now, I do put links to all this stuff below. I am not an affiliate for Mag Grip. I don't make $1 if you buy something from them. I am an affiliate for RitFit. So if you do happen to buy the RitFit set, please use the link below. That does help me out with a couple bucks on the back end. Doesn't cost you anything extra, and it's what allows me to keep getting stuff from companies like this, because if you don't click on those links, they don't know to send me stuff. So with that, let's get on to the comparison. I'm going to start with the Mag Grip. Now, they're both covered in a very similar covering. This is kind of like a Plastidip. Maybe it's a little bit, it's not as sticky or as grippy as Plastidip, if you've seen that, but it's kind of a rubber coating directly over a single piece of metal. There's a little hole in the top to hang it from your, it's my technical term, is the little hole in the top to hang it from your cable system. And then the way that these are designed, what makes them special is there's a couple things. Number one, if you'll notice that the handle is angled. And so when we're looking at doing either a supinated, pronated, or neutral grip, which you have available on their website for quite a few different widths, it's nice because this feels very, very natural. You can tell that these guys put a lot of effort into making sure that this matches your natural body mechanics. And so that there's no weird stresses on your joints or elbows or shoulders. It's very natural to grab this and pull. It's very, very comfortable. And that becomes important the heavier you go. So I definitely like that about this. The thing that I like the most, there's 2 things here on the end. Number one, if you'll see, this is kind of a rolled piece of metal here. So it rolls over and it's a nice wide diameter. This is a very similar diameter to a barbell. So it disperses the weight. And then on the side here, you've got a little kind of rolled over piece for your thumb. And the reason this is important is when you're using these pull down attachments, typically you're working your back or your rear delts or your lats. And when you take an attachment and you grab it with your thumb around the outside, what happens is as soon as you wrap your thumb around, you activate your bicep. And I'm sure a lot of you, we've all done this. We're doing, rows or we're doing lat pull downs and our biceps get tired first. And that's because you're gripping with your thumb. And what this does is it doesn't allow you to grip anything. It really cues you naturally to just lay your thumb on the side and just use your fingers, which focuses most of the work on the muscles in your back that you're trying to use. I love that. In addition to being comfortable, it's functional. So I love the wide grip. I love the angle. I love the pad for your thumb here. And I think that's what really sets the mag grips apart. Let me show you the RitFit in comparison. So this is the medium one from RitFit. And what you'll notice right away is that instead of a rolled over piece of metal, we've got a bar up here. This bar is a much narrower diameter. And what happens, what I've noticed is as you get heavy, this starts to really get a little bit uncomfortable. Now it doesn't hurt, but imagine if you were lifting with a barbell, but the barbell was 1/2 to 3/4 of the diameter that it normally is. It just doesn't disperse the weight enough. So when you get real heavy, you really start to notice a little bit of discomfort. Also, it's not near as much of an angle. So it's much closer to neutral, and neutral is good, right? It's not that there's a huge difference between neutral and supinated and pronated as far as if you just have one grip, does it really matter? It might or it might not, depending on how detailed you want to get in your training. For you bodybuilders out there, that's going to make a huge difference. For general fitness and preparedness guys like myself, not so much. I would say that the mag grip angle does feel better for me. The other thing is that this doesn't have a little thumb pad on it. So what happens is, if I'm not thinking, I just naturally just grip it with my thumb and again, put more emphasis on my bicep than I should. So I've got to really kind of pay attention to kind of letting my thumb kind of lay on the side. So that's really the difference. So the two differences are, these are half the price and they're a little bit less comfortable to use. Actually, when it gets heavy, they're kind of a lot bit less comfortable to use. There is a noticeable difference. If I come into the gym and my workout calls for a medium grip, 100% of the time I reach for this one over this one. Now, do I hesitate to grab the other RitFit when my workout calls for a wider grip or a narrower grip? Absolutely not. I enjoy using them. And in fact, let me show you the narrow grip by these guys. This is one of the two narrow grips. So it does have a little thumb rest. So this is one thing that on this, it does have it. It also has, because it's a neutral, it's a pronated and a supinated, they give you two. It is a much bigger angle, so it's a little bit closer on this. Now it's still this little kind of narrow bar on top. So again, these get a little bit uncomfortable, but it's closer, right? So what's a person to do who has a cable machine living on a budget? Now I would tell you, if you're not on a budget, spend the $330, get the full set of mag grips and call it a day. So for those of you out there who are lucky enough to be in that situation, that's what you do. For me, that's an easy call. They're made in the United States. They're the people who invented this type of product. They're much more comfortable. It's a much more ergonomic grip. And I think that you're going to enjoy them overall. If you are on a budget, it's hard for me to tell you to spend twice as much in the mag grips because this is close enough for jazz, as they say. It gets the job done. I haven't ever, since I got these, sat in here and went, I need to order the mag grips, because again, RitFit did send these to me. So I could very easily just go spend the money and go buy the mag grips, and I'm not doing that. I'm not replacing the other widths with the mag grips. So for those of you on a budget, I think that the set is a really good idea. The other thing that you could do, and this is something that I thought of myself, is if I didn't do this for a living and I wasn't able to just call up a company and say, hey, can you send this to me? What I would probably have done is I probably would have just bought one of the mag grips and then maybe saved up and bought another one down the road and maybe not gotten a full set of 5, right? That's your other option, is just to get 1 or 2 of the mag grips, maybe get, the 3/4 or the medium grip, and then maybe the narrow grip or something like that. Because I don't use the wide one a ton, but the medium grip I think is money, and then the narrow grip is money. So that's my comparison of the two. If you want to see another comparison, I'll put a link below. My friend Joe over at Gray Matter Lifting is a cable attachment expert. and he's got a little bit of a different opinion than I do on this. I think he really favors the mag grips more than these, but he's got a much more in-depth video where he compares the mag grips to a ton of other brands, not just, I don't even think he has the RitFit in there, but he's got a bunch of other ones. So I'll link that video down below if you need a more in-depth comparison. But I just wanted to jump on, today is Friday, so I'd like to do quick kind of format, shorter videos on Fridays, and I wanted to give you guys a quick look at these cable attachments by RitFit and the mag grips, so that if you're in the market for that type of stuff, you have a little bit more information to hopefully help you make a better decision. Now, if you have questions on these, if you'd like me to measure something, if you'd like me to test something for you, I do have both of these in the gym, and I'm happy to take a look at it for you. Post those down in the comments below, and also let me down below, what is your favorite cable attachment? This is relatively new in my gym, and I don't want to make it an addiction or a problem like I have with barbells, but I would like to add some more cable attachments. So what am I missing? What should I get? I've got some other stuff coming that is I'm excited about, but what am I missing? There's a whole world out there that I know very little about since this is my first cable machine, so I'm gonna rely on you guys to help me out with that. So shoot those in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you've got to say, and until the next review, I'm Tim with GymCrafter.